Okay, so you want to have more freedom in your own life. You don't want to be tied to someone else's schedule. You want to be able to travel when you want, do whatever you want, whenever you want, and not be tied to money, time, or location. But you don't know how to actually achieve those different things. In this video, I'll explain to you exactly how I did it, the principles, the things that work for me, and a very simple plan that you can follow. Because I know it's very hard to figure out, like, how do you actually achieve these goals? All gurus online is going to tell you that their business model is the best thing to do, that their course is the best thing for you to do. I'm not going to try to sell you anything in this video. I'm not trying to sell you any course or anything, any business model. I'm just going to explain to you what's worked for me and exactly what you can do to achieve the goals that you have and actually become free. Because that's what I spent the last 4 years of my life trying to achieve. I've tried over 5 different business models: SMA, dropshipping, remote sales. I'm doing a personal brand. And I've done all of this to achieve freedom for myself. And I got into a point now where I'm making 6 figures per year as a 22-year-old. I'm traveling. I was in Medellin, Colombia for a while. I've been in Mexico, Costa Rica this last year. And basically exploring and working from anywhere, whenever I want. And almost living for a living, you know. So the first thing that you need to understand in terms of achieving this for yourself is becoming very, very clear on what the goal actually is. Because I see a lot of people, myself included, they get into business, you know, they get into like SMA or like dropshipping or whatever it is for the sake of achieving more freedom. The issue though is, for example, when I got into SMA, you know, I had a marketing agency. I got into the business because I wanted to be able to have freedom, but I hadn't like defined very clearly what that freedom would look like for me, which made it so I ended up in this business where I was working a lot of hours, like 12, 14 hours per day, just sitting inside my room all day long. I was making some money from it, but it was very stressful, you know. I was wearing all the hats in the business. I was doing like 5 different things, like sales, marketing, getting results for clients, talking with clients, like all these different skill sets. And there was no peace of mind in it, you know. And peace of mind, I think, is a huge part of achieving freedom, being able to go to sleep tonight and not be stressed about like clients and like all these different parts of a business, you know. And there's one thing that I changed now pretty recently. I'll get into that in a second. That has allowed me to get way more peace of mind and be way less stressed, you know. But the first thing that I wanted to understand is just like basically it's getting very clear on what you want that freedom to look like. You know, number one, do you want to be able to just make a lot of money at any cost, you know, or do you want to make like 100K per month and you're okay with working like your ass off and sitting in an office and just working crazy hours? Or are you okay with making less money but being able to like do exactly what you want at any given time, you know? You need to figure out exactly how you want that freedom to look like and get really clear on what it's gonna look like, because you getting clear on that is key for you to pick the right opportunities to get into and get into the right type of business to achieve your goals. I made the mistake of doing multiple different businesses that were not even closely aligned with my goal, because my vision for my life and what I'm trying to do is just create more freedom for myself. Get to a point where I'm providing value, I'm helping other people, I'm coaching other guys and helping them achieve their goal. That's my mission. But at the same time, I'm doing that in a way where I'm able to, if I want to go on like a Wednesday afternoon, go fly half across the world or go out in the jungle or gonna swim or whatever it is, you know, I want to be able to just do whatever I want, whenever I want, and not have someone tell me what to do. And you need to get clear on those type of things in order to pick the right opportunities, you know, because, for example, get into SMA, you know, like you get into a business model that's going to be complex. We have to lead multiple people, and it's going to take a lot of time for you to start hiring people, and they might be very stressful, a lot of overhead. You have to deal with a lot of different clients. It's hard to scale. Like there's way better businesses to get into that can allow you to get that freedom way, way faster if you just pick a better opportunity instead of picking like the wrong one, you know. So just like keep that in mind. Be really, really careful about which opportunity that you actually pick, and that's gonna allow you to pick better ones, gonna align with you more in the long term, you know. So that's the first thing. And just give you like some insight. Like what I did is I did all these different things. I did trading, I did dropshipping, I did all these different things. And another big reason why those businesses were hard was because they're very complex, you know. It's not about you learning one single skill set and like sitting down and learning how to sell, for example, or learning how to market. Like you're learning 15 different skills, you know, learning how to set appointments with clients, how to close clients, objection handling, how to write copy for your clients, how to make creatives that are actually gonna sell, like all these different skills that you're learning and trying to like perfect in order for you to actually make money with the business model, which makes it very, very complex to do. And that was the biggest change for me, is like going from that and like these very complex businesses over to just focusing on one single skill, you know, like learning one single thing. I have some kids passing by here on Halloween, by the way. But anyway, so what I was saying is like focusing on one single skill set and mastering one thing makes the journey so much easier to success, you know, because imagine like this, it's going to require you to kind of humble yourself, you know, because I was like, okay, I'm going to be a business owner, I'm going to work for myself, I'm never going to work for someone else, you know. But if you can humble yourself and get into for example, like a sales job, like I did, like getting a remote high ticket sales job, I think it's a very good path to take, or getting a marketing job, becoming a copywriter, whatever it is. If you do that, it allows you to just go into a business, learn, and get paid to learn. And I think that's by far the best thing you can do, because the thing is with business, if you want to succeed and achieve a lot of freedom, understand that it's going to take time. You're going to have to learn skills, become valuable. Just finding a hot business model is like making money from like the next big thing. It doesn't work. You have to become valuable. You have to become good at something. That also means that it's going to take time to get good at something. Then the question is, are you willing to go maybe like 2, 3, 4 years and learning while like just wasting money and like trying to run your business and trying to like grow a business while trying to live on the business? Or would you rather take the path of working for someone else, humbling yourself a bit, but working for someone else and then getting paid to learn? At least for me, I think it's a very obvious answer. It's way simpler and way more like realistic to go and work for someone else, because then you can get paid to learn. Yeah, you have to humble yourself a bit, but in the long term, it's worth it. And then you use the capital, you use the experience that you learned to start your own thing. This makes the path to achieve freedom so much more enjoyable, you know, because you can live a good life while you're learning. Instead of just struggling with business for a long time and trying to learn, is grinding your ass off and living with your parents or wherever you're at, you know. That's where I was at least. I was living with my parents, had like $500 to my name, trying to figure out my agency stuff, didn't work out. And it was like a very stressful position to be in, you know, versus working a job, making like 5, 10K per month, having a life of freedom, and then knowing that you're doing this for the long-term benefit. You know, you're doing this to eventually pour into your business where you're going to be making 100K per month, you know. It's way more of a long-term play. And it takes a more kind of like mature mindset, in my opinion, to do that, you know, because I remember when I was younger, I was like, okay, the only thing I want to do is I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm never going to work for anyone else. But it's kind of stupid to think that way, because like you're basically just kind of shooting yourself in the foot in the long term, you know. So that's like the first 2 lessons I want to share with you. Is number 1, keep in mind what type of business you want to get into. Number 2, humble yourself. And if you don't have a lot of skills, get into some type of like high ticket sales job or copywriting and get paid to learn. It's the best thing you could do. Use that capital and use those skills to then start your own business down the road. And you see that as like basically what I said, getting paid to learn. It's so insanely valuable to do. And then the last most important tip that I want to share with you is just sticking to the fucking plan. It's something I struggled with so much in the past. I would change from business model to business model, from thing to thing, from niche to niche. Just thinking that the next business model, the next thing that I do is going to be the thing that pops off. Never happens. Never, ever happens. It's always the grass seems greener than what it truly is. You jump from a thing to another thing and you realize that the other thing is also hard. And the only thing I can tell you is like mastery and making a lot of money, it comes from you sticking with one thing for a long amount of time. I've been doing remote high ticket sales now for almost 3 years. And that's why I'm really getting really good at it now, you know, because I've been doing it for a long time. I've taken thousands of calls over and over again and done the repetitions over and over again. And that's when you get good at it. But you never get there. If I would have done this for like 6 months and then changed opportunity, I would not have gotten to a point where I'm making the money that I'm making right now and I've achieved the freedom that I've achieved, you know? No way. And understand that this is the thing with whatever type of business model you get into, it's going to require a lot of time. And you're going to have your brain trying to convince you that you should change opportunity and change business model and change niche. You need to just learn not to listen to your brain, put your fucking blinders on and just stick to the plan, because your success depends on it. You can literally do anything at all, but if you stick to it long enough, you will win, because you will get so good at it and everyone else will drop off. Understand that. Because if you start doing something for the next like 5 years, if you commit to learning high ticket sales for the next 5 years, how many of people around you do you think are going to stay in that opportunity for 5 years? Pretty much no one. Most people are going to drop off at, let me turn the light back on here. Most people are going to drop off at like 1 year in, 2 years in, maybe even sooner than that, you know? Which means that you're every single step of that way, you're separating yourself from everyone else, making you even higher up on the scale, you know, part of the 1%, 0.1%, you know, by just sticking with opportunity. Like the path to win is so simple. You just need to ignore your brain, basically, like your thoughts of like, I'm better than this, I could change opportunity, I'm smarter than this opportunity, and all these different things. So that's the 3 steps I want to share with you. Be aware of what type of freedom you're looking for. Number 2, pick an opportunity that's alignment in terms of what type of skill set that you have. Humble yourself if you need to and get into a job and learn skills, get paid to learn. Number 3 is stick with the plan and don't change it. Don't think that you're smarter than you are. Alex Hormozi says it's very good. He says, don't be cute. Don't think that you're smarter than you are, or like that you're hot shit and change thing, or like do something stupid. Just stick to the plan and you will win. If you want to learn from me and get like the one-on-one coaching and the mentorship in my one-on-one coaching program, where I basically help guys get into remote high ticket sales, I give them the skill set training, I give them opportunities and help them scale to their first 5 to 10K per month. You can click the link down below the video and you can work with me closely if you want that type of hand holding. You want to like just fast track the process and you don't want to like have to go through all the pain and trial yourself. Feel free to click the link down below and join my inner circle and book a call with me, or just DM me on Instagram. But that's it for the video. Hopefully you found this valuable. Any questions, leave them down below and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Over and out. Ciao, ciao, ciao.